Welcome to the weekly roundup. Division 1 time, Darcy, the main event, some say.
So it is, TJ. Big Division 1. Got the week off this week, which freshens up all the injured players, which is probably not a bad thing for all the players. And obviously said even coaches mentally.
Yeah, giving them a break for the long weekend. So Division 2 through to 7, they're up to the halfway point in round 9. Of course, Division 1 only up to round 8. They've just finished round 8. Now, there was an interesting phenomenon that happened in Division 1 this week, Darcy. Do you know what that was regarding the results?
All the top 5 won, and all the bottom 5 obviously lost.
Oh, you've done your research. That is absolutely 100% correct. And what that has done, Darcy, quite interestingly, and it is quite interesting, is it's now created a real a hole in the ladder. So the top 5, Ross Trevor, Teacher Gully, Goodwood Saints, Prince Alfred, Port District, now a 2-game buffer to 6th place Adelaide Uni. And it's Uni, Modbury, Paynham. Perhaps, Devil's Advocate, perhaps, and I hate to say this, maybe the top 5 is set. We said it a few weeks ago that I thought Prince Alfred would come in. I hoped Paynham would come in, but Port District have knocked us off, us being Paynham, quite convincingly. But we'll get to that game later. Let's start at Campbelltown Oval, where Ross Trevor, they've got the best midfield in the comp, and they proved it again. 12-14-86, too good for Adelaide Uni, 6-10-46. When the game was on the line, 18 points up at three-quarter time, they put the foot on the throat in the last quarter, 4 goals, 3 to 5 points. For Ross Trevor, it was handsome Tom Hurley with 3 goals, Heathy Kamain kicked 2, and that means they must have had 7 individual goal scorers. Holland, Holm, O'Malley, 3 midfielders in the best player, and then you've got Jonas and Hurley. I did speak to Tom Hurley this week. He calls himself, he's the captain of the Ross Trevor midfield. Not the captain of the team, but certainly the captain of that group. Loves to get on the outside, kick the goal and give this one going up the hill. Well, we can play though.
Oh, absolutely. So it just shows why Ross Trevor are at the top at the moment. So you've got, for Adelaide University, they're all individuals, so they've got 6 individual goal scorers. Won't go through them all, but best players Schultz, Taylor and Noonan. Yeah, so some different best players in there. Matty Langridge has been very good all year. So, look, no surprise. And I guess it's going to come across as none of these results are like normally return to each other. Does that surprise you? Or they don't, because the top beat the bottom in this round, as we had mentioned. What did surprise me is that St. Peter's shot off to a fly, kicking the first 5 of the game, or 5 of the first 6, and they had Goodwood. It looked like they had them. They were up by 14 points at three-quarter time, but Goodwood found a way, 10-15-75. St. Peter's at 11-3-69. One of those strange phenomenons, Darcy, where a team kicks more goals but loses the game. That was gut-wrenching for St. Peter's, because they're on the bottom, they haven't won a game yet.
Could have been their first win.
Taking on the might of Goody Saints, and we've got this, but then Goody Saints show their true colours in the last quarter and just run over the top of them.
Which side do you want to do, mate?
I'll do Goody Saints since they're winners. So we've got Barry with 3 individuals there after that, with about 6 or 7 other players, with Turner, Whaley, Barry, Dempsey and Hughes and the best players.
For St. Peter's, it was Stafford with 3, Trenorden with 2, as Roach and Sharp also kicked 2. Christian Calabresi was their best player. Just a couple of weeks in a row, so he's doing really well. Lockie Roach, Bennett Copping in there. Bennett Copping, great footballer. Interesting one on the Goodwood Saints side. Obviously, Travis Tuck's been the best players. Ran into Shane Tuck. Bit of publicity about his fight career. He's actually won 3 fights in a row now since an unfortunate knockout last year. Looking for a title shot soon.
Hear about that? We heard about him getting
you hear about that. But no, he's actually gone really well. 3 fights in a row. He's down helping out with the Oz kick and that down at the Bay. Absolute ripper bloke. So well done to Tucky. Obviously, it's footy's lost not having a super footballer like that in, but he's doing really well, and hopefully he gets a title shot and he knocks the prick out. Can I say that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Against some
Victorian. Call each other worse than boxing, I tell you.
No, it's good. He's an absolute ripper, and we wish him all the best. And proud. He gives our shows a little look every now and then as well. So, where are we going next, Darts?
We head up to PAC. So look, they've had a bit of a slow start of the year. Unfortunately, one of their teams has pulled out. So, which obviously we thought may have thrown a few things out, but no, they were good. They took on Modbury, so it was 12-17. So probably inaccurate kicking there could have really blown this game apart, but wanted to be 89-69-45 Modbury.
Yep, led all day, too strong.
Yeah, that's right.
Modbury have done well coming up from Division 2, but when you play Prince Alfred just starting to, they're flexing, as old mate Mickey Emmy said, they're flexing. You got Pitto with 4, Crawford with 3, Siebels with 2. Will Currier, first time of the best players this year, and on his senior debut, I had a look at this today, what's his name? Amyas Ross. Never heard of him, but making his senior debut, second best. Big Will Dowwood as well, getting in the best players. And Brock Gastry, they got some footballers, haven't they?
Oh, when you hear those names every week from last year and the year before.
Yeah, 12-17-89 to 6-9-45.
Yep. And you got Modbury stand with 2 individuals to the rest 5 other players there, with Bennett, Phillips and Holland all in the best players. Yeah.
And Bennett, look, again, there's Phillips, Holland, always there. Stanton for his couple of goals, but Modbury, yeah, look, you're right. Modbury have come up from Div 2. They're sitting probably not with eighth, which is, I mean, not
seventh,
too bad.
actually, seventh.
Seventh, they are too. They're one game clear of Payneham Union, your boys.
Half a game clear, yep.
That one game's going to kill me again, isn't it? That one game, but no, they're doing okay.
Yep. Getting a bit antsy, mate. I'm going to have to skim through this one pretty quickly because we don't have a lot of time. Payneham North Union 13-9-87, Port District 7-8-1-10. Next game. No, look, for 4 years now since Payneham have started their ascension up to Division 1, they've had 3 years in Division 1. They've called it the Fortress of Falconry Payneham Oval, but Port District have led all day and come away with the chocolates. Yeah. Now, last year, Payneham beat Port District by 10 goals twice. Obviously, some new players, and Port District too good. Not sure what I can say. It's really, it's tough for me because obviously Payneham life member, I love the club. Maybe they're not good enough this year to play finals. Maybe our expectations were too high. Maybe Port District are a lot better than what we thought. So I didn't have Port District in the final at the start of the year, and they're 2 games clear in there. So well done to them. Trent Heffernan was in the best, as was McInerney and Niskuhus. McInerney kicked 3, as did Perry and Niskuhus. For Payneham, mate, you could say.
Nick Jolly, he was with 3 with Agrastus, 3. Donahue with 2, and individuals to 5 other players there. With Pride, Celio.
Wachello, yep.
Wachello, Hanson, Bauer, and Donahue, the best players there.
Yeah, Jeff Donahue certainly having a good season.
So what is that one? The
Agarostis. Strato Agarostis. Young, dynamic, fast forward. Yeah, unfortunately it hasn't come together for Payneham. I've only seen them play twice and they lost both times, so I can't really say that they've been that unlucky. At the moment they're not good enough. Hopefully they can enjoy the break and come back better than ever, because their best certainly last year was as good as anyone's. It hasn't been this year though.
And who would have thought this game?
Yeah,
painstakingly close.
Yes, it certainly was. In the end, the Gullies, they found a way, despite their inaccuracy. 10-16-76. Salisbury North 11-7-73. So after winning by 3 points last week, Salisbury North, they've lost by 3 points this week. Lots of lead changes in this one apparently, and a very good game. For Salisbury North, please, Darcy.
Yeah, Salisbury North solid with 5, with individuals to 6 or 7 other players there, with the best players Victor Thomas and Maroney.
Yep. For Tea Tree Gully, return to form of former medalist Alex McKay. They call him AMAC, I believe. Pete Persinos, the pistol kick too. See, I know all their nicknames because we call their games so early. Chrissy Fora, Spittle, Hullendale, Thompson, Tickerman, Melville. They hire us, they get their names mentioned. They were all kick goals. Persinos, McKay, and Fora. Fora's having a good year. Certainly his best year as a senior footballer for Tea Tree Gully.
You see McKay the best players, I think they Tea Tree going on fire. So
yeah, it means they've probably won the midfield. And look, a name that's not in there, well, Big Blake Penny's in there, the ruckman. So yeah, he's given it first use. They've probably won around the ball. I guess Salisbury North's strength might have been, he didn't get the best players, but when Solly kicks 5, obviously they've got a target up forward. Look, the ladder, mate, we don't need to discuss it too much because Port District separate from the bottom. It's Ross Trevor, Tea Tree Gully, Goodwood, Prince Alfred, Port District. Space, it's up to the rest to catch them, or otherwise it's going to be a very boring end of the season trying to talk up Div 1. Quickly looking at the goal kicking, Trent Millville is again not a high scoring division, has 22, and then Brock Castry from Prince Alfred and Heath Kemain from Ross Trevor and Luke Trenorden from St Peters, all with 19. It's anyone's individual trophy to win there.
Certainly is Luke Trenorden, ex-Flinders Park boy, obviously deflected, that's all good.
Defected or deflected?
Deflected over there.
Did he get off here or did he?
But moved, he went. It's good to see him doing well in Division 1 too. So this week,
game of the round.
Certainly Ross Trevor, top, taking on Screw Saints, mate. This could be close to a grand final playoff. So
you never know.
I reckon. Look at Ross Trevor. I think it's at Ross Trevor. I reckon.
It's 1v3. Look, we've already talked up all the names of the Ross Trevor midfield, but they'll come up against some very serious footballers. Pinto, Tuck, Scara, Dempsey, all floating through there. What a battle this will be on Ross Trevor at Campbelltown Oval. The Rocks are top. I don't like to tip against top. It's foolhardy, I used to say. The Rocks for mine.
Yep.
Did you agree with me?
I did. Thanks, Ross Trevor. Yes, absolutely. Now, St Peters take.
Let's do what we did last division. St Peters, they're winless. This is their opportunity. They're 0-8. Salisbury North up 9th, 2-6. This could be the week for Salisbury, St Peters.
I reckon it will be Salisbury North. So painstakingly close.
Well, Darcy, make me laugh. I agree. Salisbury North will win. Salisbury North.
I don't know that way.
They lose close ones, Salisbury North, but they're reasonably consistent. I think the break will do them good. They should have a full quota on deck, and then they're very dangerous.
So close to Teacher Go last week.
I still think their midfield as well. Gee whiz, it's still got some real talent floating through there. I love Clinch. I love the way he plays. Stengel, Joey Hay, these types, the Drain Train, they're all good, they'll win.
And Park 9, PAC take Adelaide University. So PAC coming good now, they're just starting to get their momentum going, taking Adelaide University. Probably not where they want to be, Adelaide University. At PAC, I reckon PAC for me.
Well, I hope they get petrol allowance for the 300 metre drive for this one. PAC starting to, as I said before, they're flexing, and they'll be too good.
Yep, agreed. Payneham take on Modbury, so Payneham struggling, but so on Modbury this year.
It's 7th versus 8th. I'm going to call it right now. The loser of this game will not play finals, guaranteed. Can't see the loser playing finals. If Payneham can't win this one at home,
probably agree. I agree they won't play finals because it's going to be very hard for them. I reckon Payneham are going to beat Modbury this week.
I hope Payneham win. I don't know if they will though. I've seen Modbury play this year once. I've seen Payneham play twice. Can't really separate them on what I saw. Probably from what I saw, Modbury were actually better than Payneham. I think Payneham at home. Payneham have a bit of a history of being able to answer the call. Well, your supporters are calling you, Payneham. Time to step up or step off.
And at home too.
Go in.
Yep. And final game at Perdaringa Oval. So Teacher Gully take on probably another game of the round too. So take on Port District, who they come together as well. So Teacher Gully, I think, coming off that close win last week. I reckon at Teacher Gully, Perdaringa very hard to beat out there.
Well, if Port District are the real deal, like a genuine finals contender, they need to take this scalp and possibly move as much as 3 games clear of the bottom half of the ladder. The bottom half of the ladder will be hoping, wishing, praying that Teacher Gully get the job done and get the job done well. I think this will be close. I reckon it's going to be a good matchup. Hefferton's in great form.
Yep.
Port District, real quiet achievers, but Teacher Gully at home, real hard to beat. And I think we are calling this one, aren't we, boss? So we'll be there to watch it live. Teacher Gully for mine.
Agree.
Thanks for watching the weekly roundup. We went a bit long this week. We apologise for that, but I got excited, Darcy.
It did too. Very good.
See you next week.
See you later.